Hello YouTube from Boston, Massachusetts. Massachusetts? Did I say that right? As I get passed by some giant giant boat tour bus thing. Oh yeah, we're not in a touristy part of town at all. Every local part of Boston has these giant boats full of foreigners. Yeah, as I was saying, I just passed by the famous Cheers pub, at least famous for a certain generation. People my age and younger might not know much about Cheers, but when I told my mom I was coming to Boston, she said, you have to visit the Cheers pub. And so I did. And I might have even stopped in there and had some food, but I'm kind of craving some breakfast, and they didn't have any breakfast on the menu. But the guy working there did tell me that there's another place called the Paramount around the corner that has a good breakfast. So that's what we're gonna go check out. You know, Americans get a lot of hate on their cuisine. A lot of people internationally just think of the United States, they think about McDonald's and stuff like that. But I would argue that the great American breakfast, like that classic diner style breakfast, is one of the best breakfasts in the world. Just hits the spot every time. Another thing I can tell you is that this area that I'm in, I can tell just by looking at it that it is a very upper class area. It's right by Boston Commons, that beautiful park. It's got these old red brick buildings that just have that kind of old English sophistication to them. I'm gonna walk down towards Fenway Park, and maybe that'll take us into a more working class part of the city. I don't know for sure, but that's the way I'm going now, and let's go check it out. It's about a 30 or 40 minute walk from here, and maybe that's where I will end today's video. Give you a little taste of Boston. Oh, actually, now that I look up here, this looks like a bridge across the river. I'm not gonna cross the river, but I think... Okay, actually I can see much better now. So there's big bridges over there that go all the way across the river. This is just to pass the traffic. So maybe I will cross this and see what the water looks like. Today's video is brought to you by your feet. Well, there's many YouTube videos that will be sponsored by things like Squarespace and other websites that want you to purchase their services. Don't ever forget about your feet. So it looks like this area is called the Charles River Esplanade. I feel like I've stumbled on a more local side of the city. With that underpass there, I think most tourists would stay on the other side. It's kind of hidden, but for anyone who wants a quieter place by the water, this is cool. All the Boston viewers are gonna be angry. They'll be like, why are you giving away our quiet spot by the water? Sorry, Boston. Beautiful day, by the way. It's about 18 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't speak Fahrenheit. But I'm about to take another one of those walking paths across the traffic. We're gonna head past that interesting looking building. I wonder if anyone can tell me what that is. And we're gonna head over to Fenway Park. So this area here is kind of the Boston University area. Of course, across the river is MIT and Harvard, two of the most famous schools in the world, I would say. A lot of students in Boston. Young people everywhere I look. Definitely a student town. Now listen, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but even I know Fenway Park is iconic. And that guy David Ortiz, Big Papi, was an iconic baseball player here in Boston for many years. I just found out that bridge I walked across is named after him. Pretty cool. So I just went into the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. They had an exhibit which was really cool. It was Hokusai, who is this famous Japanese artist who has this really unique art style. I'd seen his work before, of course, like the iconic wave image and the image of Mount Fuji, but I'd never seen it up close and detailed like this before. It's like, I always forget, museums are a totally different experience. I always think, it's gonna be kind of boring, but then every time I actually go, I have an amazing time. That exhibit was cool, and also the Egyptian artwork. I love Egypt, so it was cool to see some of their work as well. I'm actually gonna end today's video with a iconic Boston meal. I thought it was just for tourists. When I first heard about the lobster roll and the clam chowder, I thought only a tourist visiting Boston would have that. But I found a place that looks so good. Even if it's touristy, I gotta do it. Anyway, we're gonna end the video with that. But now, as I walk through this area, I don't know whatever area this is near the museum, I just want to point out that the red brick that I thought back when I was at the Hill, I thought it was just that area, that classy upscale area that had these beautiful red brick buildings, but actually it seems to be most of Boston. Because this gorgeous architecture is following me everywhere I go today. Maybe for Bostonians. Did I get that right, Bostonian, or is it Bostonite? I think it's Bostonian. Maybe for you guys it's normal, and you're thinking it's just bricks. What is he blabbing on about? But I like the red brick building. I think it looks way more iconic than the glass apartments that we see being built these days. Very photogenic. Check it out, YouTube. Lobster on a roll. So I haven't even opened the bag yet, but I can tell that this is going to be good. But before I show you this, I gotta show you this. I just walked past this church and saw a big lineup of people very respectfully dressed, and I thought, I don't know, maybe it's a wedding or something. But that is not the case. This is actually a wake for a very important figure in Boston history, a civil rights leader named Mel King. And now there are hundreds of people out here showing their respects. And I'm here eating my lobster roll. Not for any disrespect. This just happens to be the scene, and I wanted to bring you in to this important moment. Oh my God. Look at this, YouTube. I didn't even know it came with fries. I got a lot of food here because I got that. I got the bowl of chowder too. So this is gonna be an adventure. I'm not gonna film myself eating it. You're gonna have to imagine. Even the fries are good. Okay, I lied. I am filming myself eating it. But cheers from Boston. Thanks everyone for watching. Great city. I love everything about the city except the hockey team. I'm not a Bruins fan, but yeah, I had an amazing day here. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you next time.
For me, Boston is my favorite city. I love everything about it. I love the Bruins.
Wow.
I love the mixture, the European mixture between Irish and Italy and all that stuff. So yeah, wow. It has this touch of America that Germans are like, that European people really like. You know, it's not as over-Americanized as LA is.
Yeah. It has the history. It has that.
It's really cool.